My name is Elana Charlton. I'm Ukrainian, so born and raised. My first time coming to the US was when I was 15. I won a foreign exchange student leadership exchange program scholarship. So that was my first kind of introduction to the US, and I went to Michigan for a year, and then I went back, finished university there in Ukraine, and then I got back here, this time to Maine because of the job opportunity I had here. Maine is definitely very different from anything I've ever experienced. I'm from a big city. I'm used to having millions of people around me, taking a subway to get places and so on. And Maine was a complete opposite of what I'm used to in terms of nature, not as heavily populated, really absolutely stunning and beautiful. So I just fell in love with it from the moment I got here. And it's now been 15 and a half years of me living here. And it's my home. In the beginning, I had, I wouldn't call it a fear, but I was uncomfortable driving the car, and I very quickly realized that I was not going to get anywhere without driving here. So that took me a little bit of adjustment, a couple of years actually, to be exact. In terms of people, everybody's extremely friendly here, but one of the things that that is not as simple for somebody who is a transplant into Maine is like making true friendships, because those take years to build, and a lot of the people around me have grown up here, so therefore they had that kind of pot of people around them already, so it took me a little bit of time to get into that as well. Well, I'm very hopeful that Maine is going to continue growing, continue diversifying. I remember when I first got here in 2007, in February 2007, it was a big winter snowstorm and everything was closed. Like every single place was closed, and I was stuck in the hotel for a week, and there was nobody on the streets or anything. So that was kind of like my first welcome to Maine, and I was a little bit nervous. But then, as I was going to work, making new friends, learning, like seeing actually the nature too, like I realized how beautiful a place it is. And so now, 15 years later, it's a completely different environment. Obviously, a lot of people have come here and have seen what I have seen, and they love it as well. And, moving here, and I'm very excited about it. So if you ask me 15 years ago what I would envision Maine to be like, it would definitely be a different answer than today. I see it as a potentially maybe some sort of a tech or educational hub in the future. I have a kid that's growing up here. I'm very excited for his future here. If I had him 15 years ago, I would probably envision him going to college elsewhere, but now I would be excited for him to be here. Ukrainians specifically, I would say, is relatively small as a community here compared to other states, such as like Florida or even Massachusetts. You go there and there's there's a bigger community of Ukrainians, but the ones that are here, we all pretty much know each other, and we all support each other as much as we can. Support each other not only here, but also our families outside of the country. My mom is with me right now. She was able to come here for the war specifically, but she's leaving in a month. Men could not leave, so my dad is still in Ukraine, and a lot of my friends have the same situation where their parents, can't leave for age restrictions or military restrictions and so on. So they're all actually exchanging numbers now. They're becoming friends. We're friends here, and our parents are becoming friends there and helping each other through it. And I'm so thankful. Even just driving with my mom, when I was picking her up, it was I think 7 days into the war, and it was the first time after it started that I actually slept. Is when she was here. I couldn't sleep for days. It was very, very difficult. And so when she got here, it was kind of like a breath of relief a little bit, but she was still stressed, and I just took her for a ride, around. I live in Cape Elizabeth, so around there, and practically every second house had a Ukrainian flag on it, and it's still every time I drive it just warms my heart, because to know that you're not alone, and so many people unfortunately are misplaced because of this war, and it's so nice that they can feel at home here. I really mean it. Every single thing that people are doing here, it's unbelievable. Just the amount of support from strangers, like even just saying hi, like if they see, let's say my mom wears a Ukrainian bracelet, and if they hear the language, they will say something, and just, you know, just kind of like put their hand on your arm, and it feels better, and it really helps people.